Duke Nukem forever. Yes, I hate its guts. I really do. I think this game broke a record with the longest time it spent in development, with 15 years. Let that sink in. 15 years. I'm on an alternate account, by the way, because my main account is getting bombarded with help messages, so that's why you see new campaign. I have completed the game. I've played for it twice, and I feel I'm now ready to do a Screenster hates on it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now. Yeah, DNF are its initials, but DNF also stands for did not finish. That's what I like to call this game. Did not finish, because even after 15 years, it wasn't properly finished. Like, there are a whole host of things wrong with this game. The first you'll see are the long loading times. They last between about 30 to 45 seconds on average. I've had load times of up to a minute long before. Just been sat here staring at this rather mundane loading screen until finally press A to continue pops up. I see, like, you could be off for a cuppa or something, or just go for a piss, and you come back and you think the game would have loaded up, but no, you have to actually press A to start the game. I don't know, maybe that's just me being fussy, but oh well. Yeah, the game starts with you pissing into a urinal, as you'll see any second now. Once we get past this short introductory cutscene. This has got to go down as one of the biggest disappointments in history. Like Gearbox software. So the only good thing Gearbox has done was Borderlands and maybe Battleborn. Though I haven't had a chance to play Battleborn yet, so I wouldn't know. I've ever focused on that is multiplayer as well. I'm not a big fan of multiplayer. So I don't know how well it's going to go down. Here we go, case in point, I'm pissing into a urinal.
This is taking forever.
Stop
pissing around and get this big guy back into action.
I could literally just sit here and do this all day. Yeah, first thing you'll notice are the visuals. They look pretty ugly, don't they? And you think, it's a 2011 game. Why do they look so ugly? Well, here's your answer. DNF was built on Unreal 2.5 and not Unreal 3. So it was built on an older version of the Unreal Engine. Yeah, they went through several engine changes during development, and they didn't bother to change it past Unreal 2.5. Oh yeah, you can't walk past this. There's an invisible wall. I suppose it's that guy on the stretcher, but it doesn't move, so I don't see how it's.
What do you think, Duke? Want to add something to the whiteboard?
Yeah, you can draw things on this whiteboard. I like to draw a big, massive cock, and that's what I'm going to do now.
Hey, check out the red marker. It smells like cherries.
I was never good at art.
Oh man, that is. I mean, I don't understand any of it. But
Anyway, yeah. A big sort of part of the Duke Nukem games was humour, and this game doesn't really deliver on humour. It all feels rather flat and stale, and at times sexist and misogynistic. It's just not very funny. You know, the Duke himself is meant to have certain one-liners, and they just feel really lazy most of the time.
Hey pal, what are you gonna do? Save the world all by yourself?
See, I would have expected a witty comeback there from him, but he didn't, so yeah, just kind of falls flat in a lot of places. It's the very beginning of the game, but I'm just going to play through. I'll play maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes. I've already played this game twice in its entirety, and I'd rather not play it for a third time, because it's shit, for obvious reasons. But yeah, dated visuals, pretty bland voice work, and forgettable music. Oh, the boss battles, yeah, boss battles. This game has plenty of boss battles. You'll be fighting this big alien freak. This guy's a cycloid, and you'll do it a few times. The only way you can actually hurt bosses with turrets and explosives, like this rather poorly textured Devastator that I'm carrying. It's the only way to actually hurt them. You can't just shoot them with your standard shotgun shells or your pistol or stuff like that. Yeah, the weapon variety is okay, but it's not very impressive. It's kind of limited, and there's a 2-weapon limit. I mean, I never really played the old Duke Nukem games, but as far as I'm aware, they never had this stupid 2-weapon system that a lot of other first-person shooters have nowadays. Think of a la Halo or Call of Duty. You know, it just wasn't a thing back in '96. I mean, I wasn't really around then, showing my age, but it's lazy. It's like the developers just wanted to make the game more difficult by forcing you to restrict your loadout, but really, it's just a lazy way of making the game slightly more difficult, really. Because first time through, you don't know like which weapons are appropriate for a given situation. I suppose it's different on a better design game, but as you'll see, the level design isn't fantastic in this game. It's lazy, it's shoddy, it's rushed. There are some parts of this game that just feel like they were pushed out the door within a couple of hours. Some parts of the levels where developers just thought, right, this'll do, and moved on. Yeah, this is silly. I mean, I think I smirked the first time I saw this, but really, by this point, I just think,
It's good.
nah. Oh yeah, this game tries with its humour and obvious parodies and references. I mean, I can appreciate a game that doesn't take itself too seriously, but this is just stale, really.
What about the game, dude? Was it any good?
Yeah, but after 12 fucking years, it should be.
Oh dear.
Well, anytime you want to play again, just let us know.
Just look at the animations on them. Just sort of pay attention to them.
They're playing our video. Your hair looked so good that day. I know, right? So did
First
yours.
time I heard this, heard their voice, I just wanted to punch the TV in frustration. It just pissed me off. Maybe I'm being picky here, but look at the texture on the fire in the background. It's not brilliant, is it? I mean, you wouldn't expect textures like this on a 2011 game. It feels so out of place for its time. It feels like it should have been a PlayStation 2 game rather than a 7th generation game, as it so was. Now I understand the PC port is probably better than the console ports, but console gaming is really what my channel has. You know, I don't really play many PC games as a result of my unupgraded PC. You know, it wasn't custom built or anything like that. It was just a good old 400 quid desktop that I can edit videos on, and I can upload stuff, and I can, you know, have gay porn on the background. But that's another story. That's another story. We're more focused on the game here. I do apologise if I'm talking over this. That's why I put subtitles on my videos, because I'll often ramble over the actual dialogue. It's not like the dialogue really matters or the story's really that meaningful. It's just your typical burly white dude saves world from aliens kind of thing. I mean, it's been like that with all the Duke Nukem games. Holy shit, I wonder if I can actually drown. Oh my god, that would be so fucking funny if I could drown. Because this first level, aside from that cycloid fight, there's no combat in these first 2 levels. It's really boring. I'm going to fucking drown, aren't I? I didn't know this was a thing. I didn't know you could drown on the very first level in your own shallow pool. Speaking of underwater, there are these underwater sections towards the end of the game, and they just kind of reinforced my point about lazy level design. They are so fucking horrible, the underwater sections. You got to fight a boss, like a massive leech underwater, and you just got to shoot rockets at it while it tries to skull fuck you underwater. And yeah, it sounds okay, but you've got to swim and shoot at the same time, and it's just horrible. You move so slowly underwater, and you need to activate your so-called Duke vision. It's basically like some X-ray vision, just to see some bloody catfish for an achievement. And I tell you, getting those catfish, horrible, horrible, horrible stuff. Do follow a guide if you're interested in getting that. Luckily we're right back here because it gave us a checkpoint. Do it again. No, I won't do it again. Yeah, nothing much happens these first 2 levels, so I'm just going to walk right through while I talk about the game's many problems. Oh yeah, you can admire yourself in a mirror.
Damn, I'm looking good.
Here's the jump animation. Yeah, didn't even think to move his arms when you maybe did the jumping. No. Oh yeah, and listen to that noise he makes every time he jumps. Duke has an uncontrollable case of hiccups. Yeah, speaking of lazy level design, back to my point earlier, there are also these sections of the game where you become shrunk down. The first time it felt, I don't know, it felt kind of weird, and then by the time we did it for like the 4th time, it just felt lazy. Just think, oh, we've not had one of these shrinking sections for the past hour, let's just throw another one in. If in anything, it just makes the game feel padded and more drawn out. Like, there are so many instances of padding in this game. If there were no such instances of padding, and the whole game was just shooting, because there's not actually that much shooting, to be quite honest, in a first-person shooter. It's a lot of stupid physics-based puzzles, driving sections, turret sections, everyone's favourite, note the sarcasm. Then this game would maybe be, I don't know, 3 hours at the very most on your first playthrough. But as it stands, it's looking at like 6 to 7 hours first playthrough. Second playthrough is quicker. If you can be asked going back through the game again, you probably won't want to. I'm just a completionist freak, so that's what I do. Also note how sometimes the textures take about 10 seconds to pop in when you first load a level up, after you press A to continue. Like, it was loading for 30 seconds there. Well, not 30 seconds, probably a bit shorter, actually. Give the game credit where it's due, but it sometimes takes ages for textures to pop in. Like, dude, if you need long loading times, just at least load the textures with it. Don't just have them pop in 10 seconds afterwards. Oh yeah, the game has many glitches and bugs as well. There was one instance in particular on my second playthrough where I couldn't move or aim. Yeah, really, I could not move or aim. I was just, I could jump up and down, but the left thumbstick and right thumbstick just wouldn't respond. Like, it worked in the menu, but didn't work in game. So the only fix for that is just to dashboard if you're on 360. If you're on PC, as I've heard it's happened on PC, then you need to close your game and restart Steam.
Duke Nukem? Yeah, my kids are real.
See what I mean about padding? And look at that popping on his shirt there. Just spotted it.
Will you sign this for me?
Took a fair few seconds, didn't
Sure,
it?
kid.
I'm just going to draw another penis again.
It's on eBay.
I mean, the controller's not really designed for drawing cock and balls, as you'll see. Let's see if we can make some... Oh, I don't even fucking know.
I want to grow up to be just like you.
Take your pills, vitamins, every day, and you might grow up to be as awesome as me.
Thank you, Mr.
Yeah, I'm not even bothering doing the optional stuff, because there is plenty of optional stuff to increase your ego meter. But really, your ego meter is just like your shield bar from other games. Very gimmicky, and it's just... When you take damage, it just goes to that fucking bloody screen regenerative health bullshit, you know. But like Duke Nukem 3D had like med packs and stuff, and this, you know, this just feels like a really standard shooter with the Duke Nukem persona on it, but with shit graphics. It's just not a very good game. It's just not very fun to play. The humour is stale, as I've said. The gameplay is just linear and drawn out. And okay, yeah, it does vary itself, but it varies itself with, you know, all those turret sections, those driving sections. I do wish I could show you them. Punch this fucker. It's funny that I didn't really notice that there weren't really any cutscenes in this game. There may be one or two at like the very start. It's all kind of built into the gameplay. Like, I can jump around and spin these chairs. Well, there's not really any point. I mean, you get no incentive out of doing this. I'm not really saying much because it's pretty dull, really, for me. That's one of the hardest. This is one of the hardest parts of the game, trying to punch this guy. There you go. Oh, and there's this pinball mini game, which is frustrating as shit. Yeah. Yeah, there are various mini games you can play. I think there's a strip club level later on in the game, which is not as interesting or fun as it sounds. It's because of its whole dated look and just kind of by the numbers gameplay. That's really what lets it down. Just the sheer disappointment of it all. Oh yeah, you get shit-faced after only one beer. First-person platforming sections, there are plenty in this game. Especially when you get shrunk down. You'll be jumping through this, you jump through this, like, machine quite late on in the game while you're shrunk down. It's just, it's horrible. I hate first-person platforming with a passion. Especially if it's not done properly, like on here. It's not like the jump controls are bad or anything, it's just clunky. The controls of this game are clunky. There's not really any other way about it. See, this is quite drawn out. This section. This is a lot longer than it needs to be. Do you know? I might as well pick up that laser. You gotta get 3 of these. I'm about to fall asleep. Then we gotta turn it off again. Yeah, to get this last cell. You're gonna love this. I mean, this coming up right now is just riveting stuff. That's right, you control a remote-controlled car. I think this is probably my favourite part of the game for some time when I first played it. I mean, how about this? This is just revolutionary. Be really careful on this turn. This can take several attempts just to get that bloody thing off the platform. There we go. That can take a lot longer. That can take you like 2 or 3 attempts. Adds a lot of time to your game time, doesn't it? Yeah, it wasn't funny the first time.
Power on. Now it's time to kick some ass.
There we go, there's a bottle of steroids. I'll just demonstrate what steroids and beer do.
Time to put on the beer goggles.
Yeah, you can't sprint while you're in steroid mode, but oh well.
Sit down and shut up.
Guys, steroids have worn off now, so it's for beer.
Warning, hostiles ahead. Please arm yourself.
Yeah, I'm not having fun, but I'll learn to hate this even more one day.
Up close and
I mean, just wait till I get to the turret section. That's gonna be fun. Not. Seriously, the turret section that's coming up is bullshit, I tell you. Oh yeah, and that's the aiming mode. Not proper aiming at all, is it? I mean, look. It's just slightly zoomed in. It's not aiming down your sights or anything, is it? Whatever. And you get on this massive fucking turret. The game loves to throw you turret sections. Really does. All those like on-rail sections as well. Yeah. Don't know what I'm going to play next. Got loads of unstarted games to play. I've got Original Crackdown, Grid 2, Bayonetta, Dead Space 2, Tropico 4. Still got NASCAR 08. Fucking hell, NASCAR 08. LA Noire. You know, some decent titles on that shelf. Across from here. Still got Halo 5 to play as well. Get onto that at some point. Whoop. There's quite a delay in that turret movement. Look, look, look. You see that? You see that? It's about half a second late, that. Interesting. Oh yeah, so in this turret section you're taking out this this big fucking mothership. It's got all these other little alien flyers as well. That fly around and try to piss you off and murder you. It's just not very fun, this section in particular. I learned to hate it on my second playthrough on the harder setting. To the point where I just activated an invincibility cheat and did a checkpoint save. Oh yeah, and turrets overheat really easily as well. Oh, this isn't quite the bullshit section just yet. It's coming up in a minute. Well, this isn't it either. These guys aren't that bad. Coming up any second. Not there, not there. It's coming up any second, I think. I think when I get it down to maybe half health. Alright, here it comes. You see those ships flying towards me? If they hit you, you're not instantly dead. I think you get one sort of chance, but these guys can be so hard to hit. Like, even when they're coming at you. I'm doing alright here, but... See, look at that. Well, maybe this is only easy difficulty, but if that gets you... Alright, there's another wave coming in a minute, so I'll show you at the end. See, here we go, right? Watch this guy hit me. See, I got him, and he almost got me. Bullshit, if you ask me. What's a bull? Well, look, here comes another wave now. If you have a harder setting. See, look at that! I fucking nailed that guy, and he just... See? Yeah, Nukem River, load of fucking shit. Thanks for watching, please as always, until next time, go away.